The Genesis Mini, right? That's the next topic, right? Let's make sure I got the right picture up there. The Genesis Mini. Stop. This is illegal. Here you go. You. We'll have a day where you give me a Pokemon name and I'll just try and mispronounce it as bad as I can. The Genesis Mini. What they announced the last, what we thought was going to be 10 games, it actually turned out to be 12 games. Very, very interesting. I was confused because it happened so early during the week. I wasn't sure if we talked about this last week, and then I realized that no, we got that news this week, so I wasn't really sure. So we got the last 12 games. We've got some interesting games on here, and because of that, we've got some interesting omissions. Because whenever you don't know all of the games, there's always that sort of in the back of your mind, oh, are we going to possibly get this? Or are we going to possibly get that? To be completely honest, I'm not entirely convinced that this is the last of the games. I think this is the last of the games that they're telling us, and later on, we're going to hear more games. I think that that's a possibility. Or maybe that there's a possibility that we're either going to get a second one of these with more games on it. Maybe there's even going to be a way to download some stuff. We don't know. That's what we were hoping for with the other ones. With the NES and SNES Mini, we were hoping for the ability to download some stuff. We didn't get it, but that's fine. So the 12 games, I'm going to start this. I'm going to try and read through some of these and not discuss them until I read them. Light Crusader, pretty decent. Strider, pretty good. I think more people know Strider from the NES or maybe the arcade, but the Genesis version was actually pretty decent. Dynamite Headdy is a Genesis classic, so that is very good that that's on there. That is a staple Genesis game. Stuff like Kid Chameleon they're staple Genesis games that should be on there. Columns, very good Genesis game. I don't believe we got Clax, which I find very interesting. Eternal Champions. A lot of people remember this game. A lot of people remember it fondly. I remember it being very terrible, but what are you going to do? Road Rash 2 is Road Rash. That's a Genesis staple. You have to have that on there. Kid Chameleon, like I said, is another staple game. Monster World 4, which is very cool because I don't think we got that in the US. So that's actually a very cool addition. Elysia Dragoon. Very cool game. I never got to play it myself. I would love to have a copy of it. I don't believe I have a copy of it. So that's awesome right there. I think that's like a $40, $50 game. So that there are a lot of games on here that one or two games alone makes this whole thing worth it. And then you throw on the other 40 games, and then you throw on the fact that it's HDMI out. Awesome. The only thing I'm going to have to buy for this is a 6-button controller. Virtual Fighter 2 is a head-scratcher. I find that to be a head-scratcher because it was not a fantastic game. I think there are other fighting games that would have worked better. Like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Eternal Champions is a 6-button game, so that doesn't make any sense either. I feel like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo would have been a better addition than Virtual Fighter 2, but it's Virtual Fighter, so okay. Rye, what's going on? Hey, I'm going to chat. Not going to stay long. I've been battling a major medical problem since almost last year, and it's giving me physical and mental pain. I had to go to the emergency room yesterday because of it. All comes down to Ultra Ball. Okay. May have been hyperactive, but sorry for anybody listening to the audio. I'm just reading over this message quick. It's all right, right. Take care of yourself. That's what's most important. We will miss you. You will be welcome when you come back. There's no problems there. Just take care of yourself. That's what matters the most. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2, Minion. Mortal Kombat 2 would have been a much better addition. Yeah, that's the only thing. Mortal Kombat 2 wasn't going to be on this thing. Now, Meander, how about this? How about Mortal Kombat 1? Since Mortal Kombat 1 was the edited version, but then you could unlock all the other mode. Oh, no. Genesis, I believe, had all of the fatalities and everything right off the bat. You didn't have to use the code for that stuff. The Super Nintendo was the one that had all the crazy edits that you could not remove. I think the Genesis one had the cool stuff right off the bat. Or did you need the code to unlock like the blood and everything, the head ripping and all of that stuff? But yeah, that would have been a better inclusion. The last two games are awesome. Tetris, which I have never even heard of a. You needed Abacab, and then you use Dullard to get to the the debug mode. Yeah, I get it. It's a rare version of Tetris. It's still Tetris though. It's everything. Yeah, it's on everything. You know what though, Ryan? It's not on this. So now it is. So I'm okay with it. And here's the thing. One of the things that I like about it is that we were only expecting 40 games. So the fact that we got, I feel like that's an extra game. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that addition. You know, not just because I like Tetris, but because it looks like Tetris made of Legos. If you've ever seen the game. And here, okay, so this is a big one. This is one that is big for me, which is Darius. This game never came out on the Mega Drive or the Genesis, from what I understand. This is an original M2 port of, I believe, the arcade game to the Genesis Mini. There was a hacked ROM version that some people were trying to say. I think Kotaku did an article where they were saying that M2 took that version, but I think that's BS. M2 is awesome, and they would do it on their own. So this is some sort of extra version that we never got. We got a Darius game on, which is, it's a shooter, by the way, so it's a shmup. We got a Darius game on the Genesis called Sagaya. It did not come out as Darius. That was actually Darius 2. Darius 2 came out on the Genesis and Mega Drive, but I believe in Japan it was called Darius 2. For here, they called it Sagaya. That is a very cool game. Darius was very weird because the Super Nintendo got Darius Twin, which I believe was a Super Nintendo original game, and then it also had Supernova, which was another Darius game, but for some reason was called Supernova. I don't really understand the Darius thing. What that was about. Yeah, M2 Bias made Darius be on the Genesis Mini. I love him for it. That's the one with the ships in space. I mean, Fox, you're right. It's the one with the ships in space. So that is the 12 games. That is the last 12 games that were announced. So we have got a full list of the games here. And bear with me. I'm going to read all of these games. So get ready for Sagaya. Mendez, Sagaia. That's a game that we got here. Yeah, early localization is confusing. So I'm going to read the full list of games. This is in alphabetical order. So like I said, bear with me here, but we're going to get them all. It's nice to see them in one place. We do have some omissions that I'm curious about. I believe what I'll do is I'll try and go through the omissions. I think M2 even contacted some of the members of the original dev team for Darius to do the port. Very, very awesome. See, I love M2. The full list is Elysia Dragoon, Altered Beast, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, Castlevania Bloodlines for the new generation. I think in the UK it was called New Generation. Columns, Comic Zone, Contra Hardcore / Probotector, which is very cool. Darius, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is Puyo Puyo. Dynamite Headdy, Earthworm Jim, not Earthworm Jim 2. Very weird omission. Echo the Dolphin, Eternal Champions, Gunstar Heroes. Kid Chameleon, Landstalker, Light Crusader. Landstalker, by the way, is a very cool addition. Mega Man The Wily Wars. That alone makes this thing worth it. Monster World 4. Road Rash. Road Rash 2, I'm sorry. Shining Force, not Shining Force 2. Shinobi 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and Spinball. No Sonic 3. No Sonic and Knuckles. No Sonic 3D Blast, but nobody cares about 3D Blast. I'm a little confused as to the no Sonic 3 thing. I've heard people talk about there was some licensing issues with the music or something. I did not follow that. It just seems a little weird. That omitting that to me is another piece of evidence that maybe there's going to be more games that they're going to announce later. I do feel like there's going to be more games they're going to announce later. Good King Linky, what is going on? I have woken up from my nap. Somebody has played the Linky Snorlax flute. Linky is awake. The road is clear. That is not a crack at your size in any way whatsoever. It's just a sleepy Pokemon reference. I'm probably not doing a Super Bowl. Oh, okay, you're talking about Final Fantasy 9. Space Harrier 2. Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. No Super Street Fighter 2, which is not a weird omission, but it's still a little odd. Streets of Rage 2, not 1 or 3. I don't mind not seeing 1. Not seeing 3 on there is a little sad. Strider, Super Fantasy Zone, Tetris, great inclusion. Thunder Force 3, not Thunder Force 2, and not Lightning Force, which I find very interesting that Lightning Force, which was Thunder Force 4, is not on there. Toe Jam and Earl. I could have sworn there was Toe Jam and Earl 2. I thought there was Toe Jam and Earl, and then Panic on Funkatron was a second Toe Jam and Earl game. But that's not on here. All we got is Toe Jam and Earl. Vector Man, not Vector Man 2. Virtual Fighter 2. Wonder Boy and Monster World, and World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. But isn't Streets of Rage 2 the best one? Yes. Oh wait, I could have sworn Phantasy Star 4 was on this. That doesn't seem to be on the list here. I thought Phantasy Star 4 was on the list. See, yeah, hold on. See, Prototype, I'm not sure. Let me look this up because I thought Phantasy Star was on here. And is Phantasy Star on Genesis Mini? Everything you need to know about the Genesis Mini. Blah, 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 blah. I'm looking at another list online. I got this list from online, but for some reason I'm not seeing it here. Yeah, I don't think that it's there. I'm wondering if it's on the Japanese version, because the Japanese version has different games. Yeah, okay. It looks like Phantasy Star 4. It might be on the Japanese one. Oh, I'm actually looking at the same list. Yeah, see, it is Fantasy. Okay, so this list is not complete then. Wow, where did I get this list from that it's not complete? Because this list also has Ghouls and Ghosts. Oh. Real Edgy of the Hedgy, rating with a party of 2. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so this list, okay, so this list that I'm looking at here has Ghouls and Ghosts, Beyond Oasis, a Phantasy Star 4. Yeah, but again, no Shining Force 2. Okay, so it looks like only those few games. It looks like just the few games that were omitted. Yeah, Beyond Oasis, Phantasy Star 4, and Ghouls and Ghosts look like the only 3 games that I didn't say. But no Phantasy Star 2 and 3, which I find very interesting. But I think M2 is doing a Phantasy Star collection. So if that's supposed to come out digitally for the Switch. Don't quote me on that. Okay. But welcome, Real Edgy. How's it going? Talking about the Genesis Mini, tempted to buy one. Real Edgy, it's worth it for the price, given all of the amazing stuff that's on here. So yeah, so that's the Genesis Mini. Looks like it's going to be awesome. Agent 501, what is happening? Looks like it's going to be awesome. Very excited to play it. Very excited to pick one up. We will definitely be playing some Genesis games on the stream here. Worst case, I guess you add Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Rustar myself. Yeah, I mean, Ryan, we know that's what's going to happen. How else am I going to get Herzog, Zwei, and Musha on there? But changing topics.